For this video, I figured I'd wear Islanders because Michael Grabner's best years were with the Islanders. Arguably. He had a couple pretty good runs with the New York Rangers as well. So he likes playing on teams in New York. And he may end up back there. Michael Grabner is on waivers for the purpose of a buyout from the Arizona Coyotes. Clearly, they've tried to trade him. No takers, so they're buying him out. Now, Grabner, of course, famously a first-round draft pick of the Vancouver Canucks in 2006. 14th overall. And in between being drafted 14th overall and when he made his debut in the NHL, there were plenty that felt he was fast, he was a good player, he was going to be a top 6 player in the NHL, and then there was the other camp that felt that he was maybe lazy and not really motivated to become what the Canucks envisioned when they drafted him in the first round. 2009-2010, he makes his debut, plays 20 games for Vancouver, 5 goals and 6 assists. In the playoffs, he only plays 9 games and he gets 1 goal. The complaint from Canucks fans was simple. Clearly, Alain Vigneault had it in for him and wasn't, of the mind of playing him enough. And that's how he only got 1 goal in 9 games. Didn't get enough ice time, according to many in the Canuck fans' camp. So, Mike Gillis, being a general manager who always did what the fans wanted, not really, decided June 25th of 2010 that, okay, we're going to move Grabner. So he's traded to Florida with Steve Bernier and a 2010 first, which became Quentin Howden, for Keith Ballard and Victor Oreskovich. Now, that first-round pick caused Canucks fans to howl. Quentin Howden was going to be this top 6 forward. It was going to be great, and the Canucks had made this huge mistake, and Grabner was going to be a star, and how dare we do this for Keith Ballard? And thus, Ballard, Raymond, and a first became every single trade proposal going forward. We'll trade the Mason Raymond, Keith Ballard, and a first. Nobody's taking that trade. Anyways, because at the time, the Canucks' first-round draft pick was really late in the first round, right? So, he goes to Florida, but notice, Florida's not on the board. Florida really unimpressed, again, and rumors were it was the work ethic, and it was just, he just didn't have it. So they put him on waivers. New York Islanders claimed him on waivers. That was October 5th of 2010. And then 2010-2011, 76 games played, 34 goals, 18 assists, 52 points. Due to the fact he only played 20 games in his first year, this second year, he's still considered a rookie, and he ends up finishing 3rd in Calder voting, and Canuck fans have a complete and total meltdown. To which I kept saying, yeah, but Florida waived him. So, yeah, I know that the trade looks lopsided to Vancouver, but Florida waived him. So clearly there's more than one general manager / coach who thinks that this guy needs some work. But the 34 goals, that was it. And it didn't help in the case of the Canucks that they went to a Stanley Cup Finals, and part of what was their undoing against Boston was a lack of depth scoring. They just didn't have it. So when the Sedins got shut down, they didn't have anybody who was able to break through against Boston. Not that I think Michael Grabner necessarily would have. Because, again, Boston, a big physical team. Grabner, not a big physical guy. But we'll never know, right? So 2011-2012, he plays 78 games, 20 goals, 12 assists, 32 points. The 34 goals would be a career high, and that's a career high that he still has, and I don't think he ever gets back there. So 2012-2013, lockout shortened season, 45 games played, 16 goals, 5 assists, 21 points. Doesn't pass the puck a lot. But if you're an Islanders fan, you're saying, well, yeah, but he had about 70 goals over those 3 years, so it's not a big deal. Plays 6 games in the playoffs, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. So 2013-2014, plays 64 games, 12 goals, 14 assists, 26 points. And the big question mark with Grabner's always been his consistency, and that's the thing. He gets 34 goals that first year in with New York. He's down to 12 here. Consistency's an issue. 2014-2015 plays 34 games, 8 goals, 5 assists, 13 points in the playoffs. 2 games played and has 1 assist. So the Toronto Maple Leafs come calling. Toronto looking to build themselves up a little bit here. They traded the following to get Michael Grabner: Carter Verhaeghe, Tampa fans know about him; Christopher Gibson, a goaltender; Tom Nilsson, Taylor Beck, and Matt Finn. So there's a lot of names there. Verhaeghe didn't become a star for the Islanders. So, yeah, I mean, Toronto did pretty well in that trade, and yet Grabner, it wasn't a really great fit in Toronto. 80 games, 9 goals, 9 assists, 18 points. Again, not a great fit in Toronto. So he ends up going to the New York Rangers. July 1st, 2016, the Rangers sign him as a free agent. So Toronto lets him go to free agency, and he signs with the Rangers. He loves New York. 76 games played, 27 goals, 13 assists, 40 points. In 12 playoff games that follow that, he has 4 goals and 2 assists for 6 points. So he likes to play in New York. That's the highest goal totals he'd had since his rookie year with the New York Islanders. 2017-2018, still with the Rangers, 59 games, 25 goals, 6 assists, 31 points. So 52 goals here, and then he gets traded to the New Jersey Devils. He was traded for Yegor Rykov and a 2018 second. So a second-round draft pick and a prospect gets you Grabner. Now, here's the interesting thing with Michael Grabner. We saw with the Islanders, it fit, it was great. Toronto, it didn't work. Rangers, it was great. It didn't work with New Jersey. It just didn't. 21 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. So the rental at the deadline, it fizzles for the New Jersey Devils. And in the playoffs, he plays 2 games and no points. And I thought that would probably hurt his UFA value. He was going into his UFA stage again, and I thought, that's probably going to hurt him a bit that his play in New Jersey just didn't work. Again, if October 9th rolls around and he signs with the New York Rangers or he signs with the Islanders, that makes total sense to me. Any other team, you don't really know. So 2018-2019, he is signed now on July 1st, so he doesn't get past July 1st as a free agent, by the Arizona Coyotes. He only plays 41 games, misses half the season, but he gets 9 goals. And on a team that doesn't have a single 20-goal scorer, it's notable that he was on pace for 18. So 7 assists, 16 points overall for Grabner. Of course, no playoffs. This year, 46 games played, so again, he misses some time. 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points. The goal scoring is still impressive enough that he will not be a free agent for long. But 9 games played in the playoffs, 3 goals for him, no assists to go with those goals. And for Grabner, honestly, I thought, he has speed. He's still very good shorthanded. He gets a shorthanded break. You hold your breath. He has 21 shorthanded goals in his career out of 175 goals. That's pretty decent total. And he's a good penalty killer and a big part of how the Arizona Coyotes had an amazing penalty kill in 2018-2019. So even though he did miss half the season. He's 32 years of age, so the odds of him getting back to 30 goals, probably not great, but 20, I can see him hitting 20. In his career, he has 175 goals in 640 games to go with 101 assists, 276 points. So he is goals. You get him, you're getting the goals. 40 games in the playoffs, 9 goals, 6 assists, 15 points. Now, by buying him out today, tomorrow after he clears waivers, Arizona buys him out, they save $2.5 million under the cap for 2020-2021. That's nothing to sneeze at. This is a team that needs to save every penny that they can, and it only costs them $1.25 million on the cap the following season of 2021-2022. So it's a sensible buyout. We'll see how it goes for Grabner from here and whether or not he ends up returning to New York, because it would make some sense to me if he did. Lou Lamoriello might be able to get him on a decent contract. Jeff Gorton might look at him and say, good, cheap option. And again, if your team has trouble with the penalty kill, if you're looking for somebody who might be dangerous on the penalty kill, who knows? Maybe Vancouver comes a calling. Maybe they say, we drafted the guy. It's a totally different team now than it was over a decade ago. And we'll give him another go. And Vancouver could definitely use some reasonable cheap hits on their bottom 6. And it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But I don't think there'll be any shortage of teams looking at Grabner because of his speed, because he can still produce shorthanded, and he can kill penalties. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below regarding Michael Grabner, who is going to be a UFA, and We'll see who else gets bought out. And for anybody wondering, I didn't do this when Henrik Lundqvist got bought out because I don't know if he's retiring or if he's going to end up somewhere else. So I'm waiting to do a video specifically on Henrik Lundqvist until we know what's going to happen. Because if he's going to retire, that's a completely different video than if he isn't. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.